today we're gonna go ahead and do a video on like speculations, but really it's not going to be entirely about speculations. I'm gonna talk about how interesting it is that we're already gonna be moving on to units that can EZA from 2020 to 2021. Oh, I mean, it's the same damn thing. This is absolutely just baffling. We're already in this day and age in Dokkan where STR Vegito, this guy, could be EZA'd. And of course, shout out to Misaka for this. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. But shout out to the person that made this graph, that being Misaka. So if I said your name wrong, I'm completely sorry. So Misaka made a graph on units that are yet to be EZA'd. Finally, LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku is completely off this graph, and this person does update this graph each time a character does get EZA'd. If I do remember correctly, this person does do that. Every time I scroll through Twitter, I do see this graph being updated, so I'm going to assume, based off of the times I've seen this graph being updated, that this person does update it. Now, hey, go ahead and follow me on Twitter, BH_Devin. I gotta plug it in each time we do a video relating to me talking about something on Twitter. So with that being said, of course, shout out to the person that, of course, made this graph. Go ahead and give him a follow too. That being, I cannot say this name, but it's pretty much right over here on the screen. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about it. And I do have Fierce Battle and Legendary Power Up just in case. I do need to pull up a couple of examples. So 2019. We have two Dokkan Fest, that being the Dokkan Fest Majin Vegeta and the Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku, as well as the Summonable LR, that being LR Tech Broly. And let me tell you guys something. If they take this guy's design and they put it on Tech Broly, oh my god. And thankfully they updated his EZA. So I just want to real quick double check. So I did get something wrong from the video. He gets his damage reduction before he performs an 18 key super. So long as this guy, and he also does greatly stack attack. His EZA is very, very good. I am very happy with how he did his EZA, and he definitely deserved this EZA the way they did it, because they took so goddamn long to do it. So them making him as powerful as he actually is very, very good. So with that being said, like I was already saying before, I plead with you guys, if they take Tech Broly and make his EZA similar to this guy, and of the fact that he has damage reduction before he does his 18 key super, Tech Broly is going to be amazing. Out the gate. Like, Tech Broly, bro, you think that this guy is hitting hard already? I mean, he does have a very high attack stat, Rainbow, of course, that being basically at 22,500, essentially. But Tech Broly has a pretty goddamn high attack stat too, correct? Okay, no, he doesn't. It's almost at 21k. That's still high. You know what, Dev? You're crazy. That is high. I mean, he's at 13,000 defense too. I never noticed that. Tech Broly has a pretty nice defensive stat for an LR from 2019, but nonetheless, his attack stat, am I crazy for saying that that's not as, I mean, Goku just shoots his out the water. He trumps his by over 1,500 attack, but that's still good. That's pretty much still good. He's almost at 21k attack. You know what? That is pretty damn high, and I do want to say, they do his EZA like they do this guy's EZA, it's going to be completely ridiculous. Now, as for what they do with the Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku and Majin Vegeta, I do not know. Honestly, looking at their pre-EZA palettes, let's go and double check what exactly they do. I do remember was it the Majin Vegeta or the Goku was better? I'm sorry, my memory's kind of spotty from who was better back then. I do remember the Goku hitting harder than the Majin Vegeta, and I do remember the Majin Vegeta needing orbs to be effective against all types and guard. So, who was better back then? I believe Majin Vegeta had the better leader skill because he was a Super Saiyan 2 leader skill. Hold on, let's just go ahead and double check what this guy was looking like. Well, both these guys in particular. So, I'm just going to close out the Tech Broly and the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So what do we have here? So this guy gains additional stats and dodge chance with 3 or more key spheres obtained. And he's effective against all types with 6 or more key spheres obtained. So this guy's, that's hard to say. It's actually hard to say what their EZA is going to look like. If they... I feel as though they're going to add some stats buffs in it for where they get their 3 or more orbs and 6 or more keys obtained. If they make both these guys orb changers, post EZA, post transformation, that would be pretty nasty. I'm pretty sure it was Vegeta who was better, no? Yeah, Vegeta was better back then. Right? Or was it Goku? I'm pretty sure it was Vegeta, because Vegeta does have the better super attack effect, and he also is guarding while being effective against all types. People are basically calling him Janemba and Gogeta if they decided to merge into one card. So I'm pretty certain it was Majin Vegeta. Goku just hit harder, and he only had that 30% chance to dodge, well, 33% chance to dodge, similar to that. But I feel as if though if they lower these orb restrictions, or if they make both of them orb changers, I think that would be very helpful. And as for their pre-transformations, I don't remember their pre-transformations being all that crazy. 100% attack and defense. They're basically mirrored versions of each other, except this guy technically does have the better super attack effect. Yeah, there's nothing too much to go off of their pre-EZAs. I wouldn't know what they do with these guys. Just make them orb changers. Make them orb changers in their post-transformations, and then just, I don't know, for their pre-transformations, they just do anything, pretty much, because these cards want to transform immediately, which their transformations are very easy to get off. Phase 1 enemy whose HP is 80% or more, start from the 3rd turn to start of battle, so basically turn 3. Essentially, there's a turn 3 transformation, because when you do kill off the boss, you're going to go straight into a transformation anyways, right? So, with that being said, well, considering the meta, we aren't in the legendary Goku event meta, of course, where both these cards come out during, so this actually might be a little interesting. This just might be a little interesting. You might have to stall a little bit to get these transformations out, but that's not really that important. Imagine if they made them stack attack and defense in these pre-transformations. And of course, when they get into their post-transformations, yeah, they can make these guys pretty damn good. Yeah. Yeah, now that I'm having a little bit of recollection, Majin Vegeta's leader skill is definitely better. Yeah, Majin Vegeta had to be better. Yeah. I think the only dud with Majin Vegeta is the fact that he went from super into extreme, and still does, of course. I wish he would just extreme tech, but he super tech into an extreme class unit. Just weird. That was the issue with him, because when the extreme super battle road meta does roll around, this guy, it's like you bring him on a mono super tech team, or just a mono tech team in general. Well, not mono tech team in general. You run him on a versus a super tech stage of ESPR. He would transform into Majin Vegeta, and he would turn into an extreme class unit and then lose the leader skill. It was just so weird. It's just so weird. Anyways, we can stop talking about these guys. So that is going to be that for 2019. 2019's units is like these two guys. I wouldn't know what they would do with these guys, but it's like really simple fixes for both of them. Tech Broly, just make him like LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku's EZA. Pretty much. And he'll be a complete dominant force. As for Broly, Chile, and Lemo, I don't know, because I don't know what the hell they would do with this card, because they're just... This card is so weird. This is one of Dokkan's just experiments. And I like that they chose a unit like this to experiment with, because on one hand, they're a nuker, right? And on the other hand, they're a dual support type unit that can have a 100% chance to dodge. This is a very powerful ability. And if you have a orb changer, this changes the game completely. They have possibly the strongest ability in the game, that being a guaranteed dodge built into their kit, and they're a dual support type unit that nukes pretty much. And of course, they get keep with Keyser obtained with the same type Keyser's obtained, and they also, not to mention, have a okay link set. It's like Cold Judgment, BBB. Shocking Speed's a little bit on the funny side, but they do have BBB and Cold Judgment. Brainiac's also a little bit weird. I mean, you could make something happen with, I don't know, Power Awakening Piccolo, who is on Power Wishes with them. But Broly, Chile, and Lemo, If they made this card an orb changer, which I highly doubt. Listen to me. If they make this card an orb changer, that would be, they would have to be the best LR in the fucking game. You wouldn't convince me. If they made him, and more particularly, if they made this card a rainbow orb changer, unrestricted, this is the best card in the game. Has to be. No? What would it have to be? Because they are a nuker, so they would be getting, they get up to how much? They get up to 20% attack and defense and 2 key per physical type keysters obtained. That says 2 or more physical keysters obtained, but you're gonna get 2 or more physical keysters obtained. And if you're not getting the same type keyspheres, it's like 15% attack and defense per keysphere obtained, but that's good still, nonetheless. But it's not like it would matter because they will have a guaranteed dodge. They're nuking, and they're a dual support type unit, provided you do get lucky with some of the orbs being tech or int or AG on STR. This is an EZA. I don't know how they do. How would they do this EZA? I feel like they will make him an orb changer against a specific enemy. That will be the only way they give him give them orb changing. This is how would they do this EZA? This is interesting. This EZA, this could be a nasty EZA. Don't sleep on Broly Trio, guys. I don't know. Don't sleep on them. Anyways, let's see what we got here. AJL Bardock, I'm not going to talk about him too much. He's a Saiyan Day unit. And you know what's funny? Is that they release him on the day that Extreme Super Battle Road drops for JP. So he drops on the day of the new meta. And he's pretty ass in ESBR. But of course, he's great for the Legendary Goku event. I don't know if they would do a Bardock. I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. I don't know. I'm going to skip over him. In Gotenks, as well as the Exchange Boo. Exchange Boo, I mean, just make the first 2 forms good. Gotenks, they probably make them stack. I feel like they take the designs of... they would take the designs of AJL Zamasu and Tech Trunks and then just rehash it in Gotenks and Exchange Boo. If they made Exchange Boo like AGL Zamasu, Exchange Boo's EZA has to be good. Better yet, both of their EZAs have to be good because we don't have a great Gotenks. We don't. What Gotenks off the top of your head is good? Okay. All right. STR Kefla, I don't really have much to say about STR Kefla, although I feel like Universal Survival Saga is going to get a crazy resurgence. Because if you take a look at what we have here, let me zoom in a little bit. If you take a look at what we have here for 2020, we have a slew of Universal Survival Saga units on a streak. It's like we have STR Kef, we have STR UI Goku, we have Physical Blue Boys, we have Jiren, we have Physical Angel Golden Frieza. We have just like an onslaught of Universal Survival Saga units. Just out the gate. And moving on over to STR UI Goku, I mean, just make his dodge unrestricted. And moving on over to the LR Blue Boys, that being the Physical Blue Boys, of course, that being the Kaioken Goku and the Evolution Blue Vegeta. I don't know. I'm not even gonna lie. What would they do to this unit? Let's take a look at them. So they already have good super attack effects, and they are a nuker, and they are able to get up to 3 additional attacks per Rainbow Keysphere obtained. This is another EZA I don't know what they would do with. So I don't know. If you guys have any suggestions for some of the EZAs I'm skipping over, please let me know down below. It's like, this is a damage unit. I love damage units, but I don't know what exactly they would do to him. But yes, moving over to the next card to talk about. Jiren, just give him damage reduction. Just give Jiren damage reduction. Make him stack. Make him stack. Give him damage reduction. Simple. Tech Ultimate Gohan, I have no words. This guy has lived through multiple metas. He is literally the best aging unit in Dokkan history right now. Is he not? Tech Ultimate Gohan, he's the best aging unit right now. And I remember people were saying that he was going to get pushed out in the next meta. This is for the God Event meta. And then guess what? That guy performed well in the God Event meta. And then guess what? He performs well in the Red Zone meta, and he still works in today's meta. So this guy went through how many metas? 3, that being the Extreme Super Battle meta, where he comes out during, works well in the Extreme Super Battle meta. He works well in the God Event meta. He works well in the Red Zone meta. He's been through 3 metas so far. 3 metas. And he's still a usable unit. Granted, you do want dupes to be using them in the Red Zone, but hey, if you've been playing Dokkan for a decent amount of time, you have pulled at least 2-3 copies of this guy. So you could make something shake. So, with that being said, let's go over to STR Super Vegeta. I mean, I can't say anything about this unit. If they raise this card's damage reduction, that's all they need to do. Give him more stats, raise this card's damage reduction. That's it. That's all we need to do. Because this card already has a pretty alright pre-EZA palette. As for boot tanks, for one, boot tanks needs big bad bosses in his pre-transformation. Dokkan, we could have just made the change right then and there when they had first dropped them back in 2020. For number 2, let this card stack attack and defense above his 12 and 18 super attack effects. Why not? Why not? Because sometimes this guy struggles for key. I don't see why not. And then for 3, make his pre-transformation just better. Pre and post transformations have to be changed because I don't know. He just needs like a little bit of an overhaul. As for the LR Super Saiyan 2 Angel Vegeta, I don't know either, so I'm just gonna skip over him. For physical Angel Golden Frieza, this card literally does everything. This is a off meta, this is like a jack of all trades card. This card just sucks in Red Zone, pretty much. Card's boo-boo for Red Zone. But to make this card usable for the new meta content, what would they do? This guy's a defensive stacker. They would have to do they would have just dropped some damage reduction on his forehead. That's pretty much what they had to do. And then give this guy a lot of stats at the start of turn. So damage reduction and stats at the start of turn. And he already has dodge chance, if I remember correctly. This guy was so good on release. This guy was so good. Where is he? This physical Angel Golden Frieza, he transforms turn 1. This is the best transformation condition in the game, because it's turn 1. Straight out the gate. It's like, look what this guy's doing. It's like he's stacking. He's attack and defensive debuffer. He has dodge chance built into him, that being the 30% chance. He can transform immediately. He has a good link set, of course, because he is a Frieza family unit. And then he gets that damage reduction when he's below the HP threshold. He has stun chance, so it's like he's usable in multiple off-meta content. Like, this guy is usable today. Just because you can't use him in the Red Zone, it's okay. It's okay, guys, because there are some players out there who are struggling with Otherworld Warriors Battle Road. There are some players out there who are struggling with that. So this guy would be a big help, or people are struggling with the Otherworld Warriors Legendary Goku event mission, just to throw that out there. So, yeah, this guy would be... And then if they gave him an EZA, like, look at his stats. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this guy would be looking pretty nice. Only thing is that they'd have to remove this little restriction. They'd have to make this when his HP is above 49% or more instead of 49% or less, and that would completely fix this guy. I mean, I'd like if they gave him like 30 or 40% damage reduction in his pre-transformation, but hey, this guy has a really powerful pre-EZA kit, so I don't know what exactly they would do to him. STR Turles and crew, LR Turles and crew, I don't know, I'm just gonna say it outright. In Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, make his little 200% attack and defense stuff. Make his stuff unrestricted, and then like, would they buff his nullification? STR Bojack, I don't know. LR Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Tech Broly treatment. Just give him the Tech Broly treatment / LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku treatment. That's it. The same thing I said for LR Tech Broly. Any card that hits extremely hard, just do that card like they just did LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Easy. Asia Pycon and Tech Janemba. Tech Janemba, you literally have to do nothing but give him stats. And lower that dumb-ass restriction for extreme class allies. Like, that's little buff that they have for him. Lower this dumb-ass restriction. It's like a couple things I would say. They really don't have to do anything, but lower this to like 3 or more types keysters obtained. And then, I don't know, go over here. Oh, well, I'd say let them stack defense. First things first, let them stack defense. Second thing is lower this to 3 or more type keysters obtained. And lower this to 1 rainbow orb, because when When these guys had first came out, the AGL Pycon Tech Janemba, I just found it so weird that this guy's restricted. It's like he needs 2 Rainbow Orbs and 4 type Keysters. That's just so stupid. And it's extreme class character. It's like, you could have restricted Pycon that way. Well, don't, that's disrespectful to Pycon. Make them both good. That's the point. That's the point. Maybe buff this up to 40% damage reduction. Maybe that'd be too damn powerful because he's already guarding. Leave it at 30%. Okay, so leave this as 30% damage reduction. Make this 1 Rainbow Orb obtained. Make this 3 type Keysters obtained. Let him stack defense. And then this post transformation, just let him guard. Because I don't know why the hell he's only guarding for 1 turn. I don't know. This is just goofy. And maybe if you want to be funny, Dokkan, let him be a nuker. Because he's already a orb changer, right? Yeah, he's a Rainbow Orb changer. So, put that out there, Dokkan just do that. I don't see why not. Maybe the same type. Okay, yeah, so that's enough talking about him. Let me just go ahead and get my tabs back in order. So who are we on? We are on 2021. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not talking about nobody from 2021. I'm not talking about nobody from 2021 at all. And it's funny because these 2 guys, EZAs, are on the horizon. LR UI Goku and LR Evolution Blue Vegeta. Yeah. So I think that's going to be really about it. 2021, no one is being talked about. But I think the most impactful EZA is going to be Tech Ultimate Gohan. He's going to have the most impact. And I think the most broken EZA on this page, it could be Tech Janemba. It could be STR Vegito, for damn sure STR Vegito. It's like this guy no boss was able to take this guy's counters anywhere. It could be Jiren, depending on how they go about him. It's like, look at 2020, and then Broly, Chile, and Lemon are literally a sleeper. All Dokkan has to do is make him a Rainbow Orb changer. And then they are a main, think about it like this. If they take Broly, Chile, and Lemo, make him a Rainbow Orb changer, and make him a Power of Wishes support, are you crazy? I'm done. Shout out to Misaka for this little graph. I appreciate you guys watching. You guys are the best. Don't forget to go ahead and check me out on Twitter, BH_Devin. Broly Channel them was easy, eh? They would not make a Rainbow Orb change. I don't even believe that. Catch you guys next time. I love you all. Peace.